Yep, yep, yep. Got chocolate on my chocolate chocolate mousse. Anyway, good evening, guys. Good evening. I could just now with Susan Lee. It took me around about 5 minutes to get back up. I haven't got a clue, but anyway. Okay, it's Monday madness time. You never know what goes on at this time of night. It's always something going on.
Mm.
Anyway, how are you, Mark? Had a good week?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've had a very good week. Nice, cool weather tonight up here in Bradford, so I'm very, very happy about that. We've had rain, so delighted
Yes.
about that. Where have you gone, Steve? Are you wiping the
I,
chocolate mousse off your top?
yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I
think you
certainly
should.
am. Yes. Yes.
Um,
I'm
and
certainly am.
um, and may I ask what you were doing with the chocolate mousse earlier?
Well, that's something I cannot tell you what we're doing with the
I don't
chocolate
think it's
mousse.
something I'd like to know. Really, I think it could be quite X-rated by the sounds of it.
It was X-rated.
Mm.
What I was doing with the chocolate mousse. I will do. Anyway, I see that us going through the door. It's like play school here, isn't it, in your house? Now we're going through the door now, through the front door.
Yeah,
And what
yeah.
do
Can
we
you see it?
see? Blue.
It's
It's
not
a police
sirens.
car.
No, because it'd be flashing. It'd be flashing if it were a siren. It's um, it's just a trick of the light in every respect. It's getting autumnal
Trick
now.
of
It's
the
getting
light.
darker. The dark nights are drawing in. So that's
Yes, I know, I know,
that's
I
the
know.
the husk of dusk you can see outside.
Yes, good of desk. Yes, right, okay. Yes, all right. Okay, so I was talking to somebody yesterday. I had a good conversation. I don't know if I did this conversation before with you, but never mind.
Okay,
What do you think of capital punishment?
we had this chat um, about 3 weeks ago, and
Yeah,
my view was that that first and foremost, um, it should be used as a deterrent if it was ever returned to our civilized society. It should be used as a deterrent. I don't think it should be enforced for all like serious crimes as it was back in the day. Um, and I would certainly like to see it reinstated um, for child molesters, um,
there you go. There you go. So
crimes
now,
against children.
good. Now we can move on a bit now. Is that all right for
Yeah,
everybody? We didn't have an ending, see, so I thought, well, let's give it ending because everybody was complaining. I don't, Anyway, okay, good, good. Now, did you have a good weekend doing a bit of rock and roll and everything?
yes, I had a great weekend. Yeah, very, very, very enjoyable, and
Did you
onwards
did you
and
do the
upwards.
yucca
I did the Hucklebuck, yeah, I
You did.
did. I did the Hucklebuck
Yeah.
outside for the first time as well, Steve. Never done it outside until the weekend just gone, and it's better outside than it is inside because you can feel the breeze wafting as you are
You did.
hucklebucking.
Yes. Well, let's move on, guys.
I think we should.
Um, yes, yes, yes. Where's TK? Where's Mel T? Oh no, right, okay. I bet our card's in a mess up. Anyway, so there you go. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what. Really, what I do want to talk about really is this that it's saying at this moment in time in the government next week, I'm going to bring a new law in about smoking back into pubs. Have you heard about that?
I haven't heard about that, and I really, really hope it doesn't happen. Um, I have a tough enough time when I'm singing in pubs where people have got these e-cigs. It just
Yeah, yeah.
clags your throat up. I've not heard of that, Steve. Is that really true?
Yeah, really true. Yeah. What is it too? The government next week will debate whether smoking will be allowed back into pubs, clubs, and public spaces again.
Oh my God.
After, yeah, yeah. Honestly, that is true. Yeah. So they're going to debate that next week. Yeah. So I think, you know what I think? I think they
What do you
should
think?
ban the old. I think they should ban it all. You know. I
Mm.
think what they should do, they should get the old cigarettes, right? Send them down to Southend, give them to Elvis, right? Have you ever
Mm-hmm.
watched the Gremlins when they put the cigarettes in his mouth?
I have,
Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
Stick all the cigarettes in his mouth, right? Put a bomb under his backside and blow him up with the cigarettes. You know, life,
Oh
isn't
my
it?
God, Steve, that's a little radical. That's a
Huh?
somebody put something in your chocolate mousse earlier on. Has it been spiked with God
No,
knows
Coke.
what?
No, no, no.
Coke.
It's Coke. I'm drinking. I'm drinking not Coke as a drug, but you know,
Well, we don't
Coke
know
in the
because
mouth.
we can't see you, Steve. We can't see you. You see, um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
those
yeah.
who are hard of
Sorry.
hearing are going to be thinking that I'm just on here talking to myself, and there's nothing new there, I
Right. Have you
suppose.
ever been up? Have you ever been up night times? Have you ever been up night times around about 2 o'clock in the morning watching BBC One? Have you ever done that?
Well, I've been up at 2 o'clock in the morning watching television, not necessarily BBC One. If I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll be watching um, a film on Netflix or something on YouTube. I suppose it's been a long time since I've watched anything on BBC One. Why do you
It's
ask?
like
What's
well, that time of night is when they got these people on, aren't they? Like the sign language people.
I'm with you. I'm
So
with you. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So if Mister what's his name came on Essex or Elvis, the
Mm,
sign language will be
it'll be like that constantly. Just
yeah, 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 line
mm.
up.
Yeah, they normally
You know,
have them
here
on.
it goes.
It's normally on ITV4 at 2 a.m. when they're showing Heartbeat again or something like that, or the Sweeney or Minder, and you have somebody in the bottom corner, um, you know, translating the dialogue. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah. Yeah, Steve, you still there? My God.
Yeah. Here I am, look. Right, here we go. But
I
I'm
was
still
frightened
here.
then,
Don't worry.
genuinely frightened. Yeah, so what's your next question? I think he's gone again. I think he's just hanging me out to dry tonight.
Hello.
Steve,
What
what's
was I
going
going
on?
to say? We're having Peaky Boo competition.
Oh, right, okay. That's hours of fun guaranteed for everybody. Let's do it again.
Okay. Peaky Boo. Right. Anyway, sorry. Oh God, I don't know. Anyway, but what I'm trying to say, let's get more serious here. All right.
Yes,
Don't
yes,
start
yes,
me off.
yes.
Don't start me off. Anyway, this week I had to go up to a person and ask them for a date, and they said to me, "Sorry, can't." Cried for about 6 days. That poor Beth let me down.
Good shit.
That Beth,
Oh,
yeah, Penfold. Miss
Beth
Penfold.
Penfold. Yeah.
What it was, I always wanted to be with somebody who was famous, because she was years ago, wasn't she, on the telly? Penfold.
Danger Mouse. Is that
Yeah,
her?
Danger Mouse.
I didn't
Yes,
realise. Wow.
yes, Miss Penfold with Danger Mouse. Yeah, that was
Yes.
her.
She's kept that quiet.
Oh yeah.
Maybe she's trying to make a new career based on her own current merits. She's not dining out on past glories like some of us are. Wow.
Are you into that
Penfold.
now?
What, dining out on past glories? I do that every day, Steve. That's all I
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
all I do.
I should
Yeah.
do that, until I should do that,
What,
I
dine
don't
out
go
on
out
past
dining out
glories?
now. Yeah, I don't go out dining out now. I
Oh.
don't go to Cockermouth,
You don't what?
the places. I don't go to Cockermouth, the posh places.
Oh, cocker mouth.
Oh
Cocker
yes,
mouth.
Cockermouth,
Cocker mouth,
Yes.
yes. It's very nice. It's
What a
very nice in
place to go.
Cockermouth. There's worse places to
What a
go.
nice place. Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
I wish I were back there,
What's
Steve.
that?
I really do. I wish I was up there now, walking down that high street or the main street, whatever it'd be a main street. Go to the Woodman pub. Yeah. Mm.
Go to the Woodland pub.
Woodman pub, I think it was. £5 for a round. Can you believe it?
£5 for a round.
Yeah, for one round, 2 drinks. Yeah, £5.
I tell you what.
And that's in the Lake District, Steve.
Wow, yeah. Lake District, yeah. Wow. What can you
Yeah.
say? You know what you should do
Cumbria.
when you go on holiday again? When you go
On holiday. Yes.
holiday again. Don't take a mick out of my accent, okay? Right?
Okay.
My accent is
Sorry
it's the best going.
to offend and bring it down. I shan't do it again,
Right,
Steve.
okay. Oh, yes.
Anyway, next time I go on holiday.
Next time I go on holiday.
Next time I go on holiday, you were saying.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve has officially lost the plot now.
Steve has lost the plot.
He never had it really in the first
go
place.
On holiday,
yeah.
Right, be quiet. When you go on holiday, right? When you go on holiday again, make sure you get your cheap drink from Asda. Then what you do is you go into the pub, right? The club or wherever you go on holiday. Get your missus to get the bottles out, pour it into the glass without anybody looking. And then you don't have to pay the
Two major flaws with that plan, Steve.
What?
Two major flaws.
What?
Right, here's your first flaw. We've got a bottle of Diamond White cider. I'm going to be carrying it around everywhere. I'm not going to be footloose and fancy free. I'm going to be carrying a bottle around. So that's inconvenient. It won't fit in Melanie's handbag. It won't fit in the handbag, Steve, because it'd have to, if we're going out for the evening, it's going to have to be a 2-litre bottle. Not just a little, you know what I mean? Not just one little bottle, because we're going to be going into a few establishments. So that's the first flaw in your plan. Who wants to be carrying around a heavy bottle at the start of the night? Granted, it'll get lighter as the night goes on. Secondly, and most importantly, Steve, after an hour or two, the Diamond White cider is going to become, one, warm, because it's not been in the fridge. And after the bottle's been opened and closed a few times and you've been jigging it around, carrying it up your jumper, it's going to go flat and it's not going to be nice. So,
right, okay. Well,
the plan works on one level, i.e. you're going to save money. And that's all. I mean, in this day and age, that's probably a very attractive aspect to the plan, which I can see a lot of people grasping and wanting. They're going to endorse the plan. But I think on a enjoyment level, you're going to be inconvenienced by carrying around this bottle that's too big for a handbag, too bulky to go up your jumper, but you've got to get it in there somehow. And then, like I say, it's going to get warmer and the fizz will go and it'll be like drinking. It'll be horrible, Steve. It'll be awful. You'll be going home at 7:30. You'll have had enough. Stick it in the missus.
Stick it in the missus' bra.
In the missus' what?
Bra or something.
In her bra.
Bra.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how's she supposed to? Discreetly, because you'd have to be discreet, wouldn't you? Not being seen by the landlord.
Yeah.
How would you discreetly remove the bottle from the bra? See, your plan isn't thought through,
Mark,
is it? It's
Mark, you tell me. How do you do it, Mark? How would you do it?
Well, it wouldn't be discreet. It wouldn't be discreet.
Mark, can't tell me.
Listen, I'd sooner pay £5 a round for 2 drinks. Got all that trouble.
No. But no,
Bloody
I
hell.
used to take a couple cans in the you know Avon holidays. They're so expensive.
Yeah.
They're
Avon
like
holidays,
around about £10 per round. £10 per round. I used to take drinks in, then I put it under the table, and I used to go, so cans of lager and stuff like that. I don't care.
And what did you do as you were doing it? Were you pretending to do something, or were you just looking round and discreetly pouring the harp, the can of harp into the glass?
Well, yeah, just kind of like, I just thought, oh well, I opened the can under the table, and I just poured it in.
Was this in the days when cans used to have them ring pulls? Remember those ones, and it used to all come out? So you'd have like the ring, and it'd be like a little piece of metal. Do you remember them ones, the cans that used to be like that?
No. I'm on about the cans what we got now.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
And what happens, Steve, if you're opening up a can of harp, but somebody has given that can a bit of a shake just to play a bit of a trick on you, and it goes absolutely everywhere? Do you just remain calm?
Well, that has done before. That has happened.
And it's gone all over your trousers, all over your trousers, and it makes it look like you've had an accident.
What a pity.
So you sit there all night, all sticky and smell of stale beer. Oh, God.
That'd be handy, wouldn't it?
Well, have you ever been caught, Steve? Have you ever doing that? Has anyone ever caught you doing it?
No. I've never been caught before doing it. No, I've never. I've never been caught doing it. But I've come close to it.
Yeah. Sailed close to the wind with that one.
Yeah.
Well, good on you if it's, because, and that sounds like that holiday was a while ago then. So £10 a round is quite dear, isn't it? Yeah.
Especially in Avon holidays, isn't it? Avon holidays is so expensive.
Yeah. I approve of what you did there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Butlins, isn't it? You go. Have you ever been to Butlins?
And Pontins.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, Pontins, yeah. Yeah. What Pontins have you been to?
I went to Prestatyn, and that was actually the first place I ever sang. I entered the talent contest. Pardon?
What Pontins did you go?
Prestatyn in Wales, North Wales.
You pressed it in. You pressed it in.
I pressed that in North Wales. Yeah.
Bet you did. I bet you did. God. No. Don't go to Wales with him.
Yeah, I sang The Wonder of You with the in-house club band. Wonder of you
You
in
did.
Wales. I see what you did there. Yes, EUW. No, EWE. That's how you spell you, isn't it? Not EWU. That's when you got. Ugh. Yeah. And I won, and I still got the trophy. 1995. Pontin's winner.
So you know when we went
Look
to
at him.
Compton, you know
Look at
what?
him. He can't believe he's talking to somebody who's won a talent contest in Pontin's.
You know that person who who we went to see, and they was in a tent come. We walked out because that was bloke was shit singer. That was it.
Oh God, you can't say that.
Yeah. I can't. It's my show.
Yeah, you can, and you have.
For
You did.
everybody.
Oh my God, it's
Oh, sorry for me.
it's not even 9 o'clock yet, Steve, and
What?
Potty Mouth has come out to play. Anyway,
No, it's not potty mouth. I didn't do it. I didn't say it.
you said two mildly offensive words.
Right. Okay. I
If
apologize.
it had been 1974, that'd have been filth.
Yes. Right. Okay, people. I'm very sorry for people who's been watching this. I am very, very sorry. Please
Good.
forgive
He's
me.
issued his apology. Good.
And if you do not like it, tough. Right now, let's move on. I'll tell you what, Mark. Right. You know when when you're doing your music and you're going around all these pubs and these clubs and everything.
Yeah.
What happens? Do you get and when you start doing your kind of like songs, do you get really confused when people come up to you and go, "Can you play this one?" and you already played it? Do you have to do it again? If you already played, so if someone come up and said, "Mark, I want you to play Loving You Say or Love Me Tender," then about 10 minutes later, someone come up and say, "Oh, can you play Loving You or Love Me Tender?"
I'd say I've already done that one, mate. I'd say I've already done that one. I might fit it in later if I can. And usually they've forgotten about it because I never do it, and they never, there's never any comeback. So, but you just say I'll do it later if I've got time. But I've already done it.
Yeah. And I hope Mel's not listening. Hope it's not. If you are, Mel, don't worry. But in your days as a attractive young musician going around the country,
yeah,
Bradford, especially Bradford.
Bradford.
Ooh, Bradford. Yeah. Ooh. Anyway, that place. You know, in the attractive as you are, have you ever pulled anybody?
Nope, never. Never ever happened. I never ever got that kind of response or that kind of encouragement. I was ignored as a young man in that respect, Steve. Sad, but very, very true.
Okay.
I wish sometimes I do wish it was otherwise, but no.
No, not at all.
I mean, even when I was in band, Steve, with other people, I was always the one that nobody spoke to. I was always ignored, always. And I think that's because I gave off. I think, well, it suited me fine, to be honest with you, because I'm not one for small talk, and I'm not one for striking up frivolous conversations with strangers anyway. And I think I gave off an air or a vibe that was, I'm unapproachable, leave me alone. Because I was very shy, which I still am to some degree. So, but sadly, no. Yeah. There were never offers on the table. There was never opportunities for me to take advantage of.
Right. And when you go around to all the miners clubs now and all the labour clubs and what clubs you ever go to, do you get any offers from any old people? They come up to you and the woman come up with,
No. Never, not even off of old ladies. No, Nothing like that ever happens to
No.
me. It never has. I don't get the glad eye off anybody. I don't.
Do you get
I don't
knickers
have
chucked at you?
no. I don't get anything chucked at me.
Girdles?
Sadly, no, not even
Girdles?
two. No, not even two pairs. Nothing.
Stockings?
Nothing. Nobody wants to give me
Shoes?
anything, Steve. No,
Oh,
the only thing I get
okay.
is people telling me that they've enjoyed the show, and I mean, like yesterday, I did a gig, and this couple were dancing, and she told me and Melanie as we were leaving that I can't remember how long she said she'd been married to him, about 50 years or something, and she said it was the first time they'd danced in absolutely ages together, which to me, I think that's possibly the best bit of feedback I've ever had. You know, that was a lovely thing to hear. So I get a lot of nice compliments, and I get, you know, but offers of carnal escapades and fornication frolics, nothing like that. No.
Do you get a lot of people want to buy you a drink?
I do, yeah. And the thing is, I can't have too many drinks. If I have 3 drinks at a gig, I'm talking about number 3, not free as in gratis. I'm talking about 3. I get very nervous about that. Because sometimes I will have 3 pints, but that's usually the 3rd pint is more towards the end of the night. I would never, ever go on stage to do the first lot and have 3 pints sloshing around inside, because you're just on a road to ruin. So when people offer, "Are you all right? Do you want a drink?" and I'll say, "I'm all right, I've already got one," even if I haven't, because I'll have one an hour, if you know what I mean, 1 drink an hour. And sometimes even that lasts, you know, all night. So I drink a lot of water, Steve, when I do gigs, because 1, you've got to keep hydrated, because there's a lot of sweating going on with the dancing and stuff like that. These pubs and clubs are very, very warm, especially at the moment. I need to drink water as well to keep my voice smooth. And so when you've drunk a lot of water, usually the last thing you want to do is drink anything else anyway. So
yeah, I've got a question here for you. Maria is saying, what happens if you don't get paid? What happens if you don't get paid? Tell you what he does. He sends the boys in.
I send the boys in. What I do is I phone up Steve Beer, and usually just the mention of his name is enough to make them cough up, because they don't want to see him. But no, it's fortunately for me, quite the majority of my gigs are booked through an agent, and the venue and the agent have a contract, and the contract states that I will arrive at this time, I will be on stage at that time, and that time, singing for 40 minutes or 30 minutes, and I will get paid whatever. And if I turn up late, if I only do 15 minutes, I'm breaching the contract, and I will get into trouble with my agent, because it's all through some musicians union thing. I don't quite know what it goes through. So if I was to be, if they would say to me they weren't going to pay me without good reason, then they're going to be breaching their contracts. They're going to be stuffed, because if they fall out with the agent, they're not going to be sent any more acts. All the agents all talk to each other. It's a very, very political thing. Political scene is the agents thing, because if a singer or a venue gets blacklisted, they all close ranks on that singer or that venue. So you hear the siren, Steve?
Oh. Yeah, they're coming.
Maria.
They're coming for you.
They're going to be banging.
Bingo machine.
They're going to be banging the door down in a minute. Yeah, so
Oh my
it's
God.
not worth anyone's while to withhold payment. I'm on slightly dodgier ground in terms of any direct bookings I've got, because that's basically, that's a booking that's done with a degree of good faith on my part and their part.
Mm.
Fortunately, it's never happened.
You got to ask
The
for a
reverse.
deposit, ain't you, really?
You what? Sorry.
Ask for a deposit. Ask for
You
a
could
deposit,
do.
innit?
Yeah, you could do, but I don't like to do that. Because one, it implies that I don't trust them. If I suddenly found myself getting bookings and they wouldn't pay me, then I might readdress that. But a lot of the direct bookings I have, Steve, at the moment, they're like return visits to pubs that I've done before. So I've
Yeah,
already got that relationship, that
yeah,
that I've already got something in place there. But yeah, I mean, like, you've got things like equity to, if you've got an email from somebody, a lot of my bookings are done via email or by Facebook Messenger or text. And I always
yeah.
make sure I have something in writing from somebody, because that constitutes as a written contract. And I suppose I would be able to, I don't know, chase payment up somehow,
Yeah,
with that
yeah.
as evidence.
Well, I just had a problem recently with somebody, but I will tell you that off the air. I'm not going to tell you that this on here, but and it's not fair to that person. But I will kind of like talk to you about it in a minute. Well, off air later on. But
Okay.
the trouble is with it, and that's it. Everything is done on trust, isn't it?
Hmm.
And the trouble is, what people don't realise is your livelihood, isn't it? This is you got to depend on this payment that you're getting, and there's some weight you're getting.
Yeah.
You can't live on fresh air, can you?
No. I mean, I've had a few gigs recently but I have been given, you know, what I'd call a respectable amount of notice, where a pub or what have you, I'm talking about direct bookings here, where they've said, "Oh,
Yeah,
we're not going to bother with the gig we've had, next month," and I've said, "Oh, don't worry about it, because at the moment, the way things are, I'm able to jump from one booking to another, especially on Saturday nights, which up here,
yeah,
if there's a free, I don't have free Saturday nights, and there's a shortage of singers around these parts, so I'm able to basically fill the cancelled booking." Um, but the thing is, it's usually what they'll do is they'll say, "Well, can we?" They'll give me another booking a little further down. Like, on Saturday night, for example, there was a boxing match on. I've had a few. The gig on Saturday night didn't get cancelled because of boxing, but I've had that in the past where, there's the football match on, so would you mind if we didn't do it, and I'll give you a booking further down the line, and that's just one of those things you accept.
yeah.
I've never had anyone cancel me on the actual morning, or when I've turned up to say sorry, we're not going to
Yeah.
bother. But
I've
yeah,
known
like you say,
people. I've known.
it's a thing of faith.
Yeah, yeah. I've known people who are in Blackpool, a couple of
Mm,
friends of mine, and they go around to the hotels and everything, and they do 3 gigs a day. 3 gigs a
mm.
day. They do one in the morning, right? They do one dinner time and one in the evening, and I'm thinking, what?
That
They
can't
get paid for
be. I
three
mean,
gigs.
yeah. I mean, I've done a few. I've had a few occasions where I've done 2 gigs on the same day, and it's terrible. It's hard work. Certainly with the sort of singing I do, which is very expressive singing. So it's not just like la 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 la. It's like and a hiccuping or growling kind of thing. I might be growling like Eddie Cochran did or something like that, or hiccuping like Buddy Holly did, and that sort of singing is bad enough um, from an endurance point of view when you're just doing one gig. I really can't. God, if I could not do 3 gigs in one day. Plus, there's the whole physical aspect of it. Of I mean, I presume then they're using their own gear, Steve, in these venues in Blackpool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, God. So the
yeah,
whole
they are,
thing
yeah.
of even setting your gear up and then taking it down and loading the car and then driving. So you've got the stress of getting to the next gig on time and then going through the whole thing again. It's a very, you know, people do think that singing is a glamorous thing to do, and it could, if you can sing, it could be quite easy thing to do. But it's not. It's quite physical, and
Yeah,
it can be quite stressful, especially when you're stuck in a traffic jam and you're supposed to be, in Ripon for 7 o'clock, and it's like, you're 40 miles away and it's 20 to 7, and the stress that builds up in you. Um, and then you get to the pub and you can't get to where you're supposed to be setting up because it's just jammed full of people, and you try to walk through these heavy speakers. So, and then you've got the whole thing of taking the gear down afterwards. These are all the things that nobody really thinks a singer has to put up with. So it's, yeah, I must go. I take my hat off to anyone that can do that 3 times a day. Certainly in Blackpool.
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, well, that's what they do. They have all these, one minute they finish one gig, they go to another gig.
mm,
And,
yeah,
and it's like, because the hotels probably want other gigs want And my friend of mine, he's Elvis and a comedian personality together. And he
yeah,
said,
yeah.
Steve, he said, sometimes it's knackering,
It is.
but he said, the busiest time for him is at Christmas time because you get 4 gigs.
Mm.
He would get 4 gigs, especially New Year's Eve.
Mm. Oh, I don't
But
think I
he
could
must be
do
on
that.
some good money for that, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Or maybe he's
You've
on
got to
terrible
be.
money, Steve. I don't know what they pay in Blackpool. Maybe you have to do 3 or 4 gigs a day to make ends meet. I really don't know, because it differs from. I've never gigged in Blackpool, so I don't know what the going rate is. But you see, my plan in life, what I'd like to happen is that when my children have grown up, um, I'd like to relocate to somewhere like Benidorm and sing there. But it's easier for singers there because you do an hour, but you'll sing at 3 or 4 venues in a night. But you just roll up with your laptop,
Yeah,
plug it in, plug your microphone in, change your clothes, and off you go.
you're well
And
away.
then you unplug
Yeah.
your laptop, unplug your microphone, go to get a taxi to the next venue. Now that's easy. Um, and
Mm.
and I and I'd like to do that 3 or 4 nights a week. In Benidorm. That's what I'd like
Yeah.
to do. That's my plan for in 10 years' time or something. It's because it's completely different over there, but it's probably terrible money, which is why you have to do 4 gigs
Yeah.
to make it pay.
To, I'm not trying to look into your personal life, nothing. But as a singer, can you live on the money that you're on at the moment?
Yeah,
Because
but
everything is going up in price. Yeah.
well, I do worry about that. I can get by. I can certainly get by on what I earn, but I'm not wealthy by any stretch of the imagination. And I mean, for example, I'm booked into my driving test in October, and if I pass, yeah, brilliant. But
So,
I ain't got the money. I ain't got the money to buy a car, so it's that kind of thing. You see, I have friends that go away 3 or 4 times a year on holiday. I couldn't afford to do that. Um, they'll spend lots of money on clothes. I can't afford to do that. I'm when I go clothes shopping, it's normally plain t-shirts from Tesco's or something. That's so. But
yeah,
on the
yeah,
on
that's
the
great. Yeah, yeah,
but on the opposite end of the, if you tip the coin over, um, I'm making money for myself and doing something I enjoy, and I'm practically, I'm not tied down to a full-time job that I despise, and so it's a case of balancing things up, because some things are a little bit more important than money, like good mental
yeah,
health. For me, the worst thing for my mental health was being stuck in jobs that I couldn't stand or jobs that I had no interest in. Um,
Yeah, but now
you know,
now you're self-employed. Now you're self-employed. You can get out there. You can
well, yeah, and the whole
you can
thing is
pick
when
work.
yeah, and when I can drive, um, I'll be able to up my workload because there's a lot of opportunities I'm missing out on at the moment. Weekday work, like um,
Yeah,
old folks' homes. I do some of them in Bradford, but there's quite a few um, in the wider West Yorkshire area, like Huddersfield or Leeds. But I've no way of getting to those
mm,
without. I mean, I could get taxis, I suppose, but they're not well paid on old folks' homes. You basically get 50% of what you'd normally get for a gig because they can't afford it, but you do it. And but if I had a car and I could get myself there, then that could open up, if more opportunities
yeah.
to boost my income. But
Well,
anyway,
I I think I think people get £50 for 2 hours in a nursing home down here
really,
in the
oh,
southwest.
well, up here, it's normally 70 to £80 for just an hour. But that's
Yeah,
what I'm talking about, Steve. In different parts of the country, it's different. I don't think it's too bad, where I am in West Yorkshire for um, from an earnings point of view, what you get for the gigs. Because I've got a friend who came. She used to live in the northeast, and she was a singer up there in the clubs, and they were having to do 3 45-minute shows in pubs and clubs up there, and you were lucky if you got £120. Well, down here in Yorkshire, it's either 3 30 minutes or 2 45s, and you're looking at 150 to £175 in a pub or a club.
yeah.
So you know what I mean. But it could be completely different in Blackpool or down where you are. I don't know.
Mm.
But
What
I
do
will
you
say
like
we haven't
most
had a
about?
wage
What
rise. Sorry.
What do you like?
I've been doing it
What
for
do you like
5
the most?
years. The most money I've ever earned.
Yeah, what's the most
Um,
money that you ever?
New Year's Eve, where I've got just short 500 quid once.
God.
Yeah. But you see, people may think that singers get perhaps paid a little bit too much for what they're doing, like New Year's Eve. I'd say that's obscene. £500, but just short of £500. But New Year's Eve, but you're not celebrating New Year's Eve in the traditional way. You're working, and you're responsible for bringing in the new year in a memorable way by doing the
Yeah, yeah.
countdown, by getting everybody up to sing Auld Lang Syne and all the rest of it. And you don't have the opportunity to be with the people that you care about at that moment when the clock strikes 12 because you're on a stage. So you're robbed of certain things. We're robbed of our weekends. Let's get the violins out now, Steve. We have to get the violins out. But we are robbed of our weekends at the moment. So when there's a party going on, or if there's something to do on a weekend, 9 times out of 10, you have to say to yourself, well, I can't go. I can't do it because if I don't do it, I don't
Yeah,
work. And if I don't work, I don't get paid. And that's why there's a shortage of singers at the moment, because when COVID came along and a lot of people had to find alternative employment while the pubs and clubs have closed, and then they realised, I've been singing for 25 years. It's brilliant having my weekends back. It's brilliant to do things, and they haven't come back to it. And that's why there's a shortage of singers at the
yeah,
moment,
yeah,
certainly up here in West Yorkshire.
yeah. Do
Anyway,
do singers will do singers relationships sometimes end because they never see their partners at weekends? I know you see your partner because your
well,
partner drives
if I
you
didn't have
around.
Melanie at the moment, yeah, Melanie's like my poorly paid chauffeur. although she does get a takeaway. She has onion barges now. I'll have mushroom barges, but probably they do. But I
Who
don't
was
know.
that?
What? Sorry.
Who
What?
was that? Was that Mel with you?
No, that was my son Corey. It's school holidays. He's having a sleepover.
All right.
He's only 11.
All right.
What we're going to say? You've just been heard there. he's very shy. He's crawling on the floor now because he thinks everyone can see him. What we're going to say, yeah. But as to do some relationships end, I think probably not, because I think it's a bit like probably the relationships would end if they gave up the singing and they had to put up with them on a weekend. It's a bit like them that are in the army.
Yeah.
Like these old soldiers, and when they leave the army and they go back on Civvy Street and they'll get themselves a Monday to Friday job down at a building society. Normally, those relationships fall apart because the wife can't cope with having them at home. I think, yeah. But you see, there's probably these singers, Steve. Sorry, go on.
What does your kids think of your singing?
He thinks it's trash. He thinks I'm a rubbish singer.
Does he?
He's not a fan of it. No, he can't hear you, by the way, because I've got headphones on. So, do you like my singing, Corey? Oh, he's nodding. There you go. You see. What, Corey? I can't hear you. Oh, I'll go on a sign language or lip reading course later this year, Corey, and we can chat then. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, go on.
Does he get embarrassed? Does he when you kind of like when when he said to his friends, "What did your dad do?" Oh, he's a singer.
I don't know, because unfortunately for him, he thinks I'm more famous than I actually am. Because I've been on television in recent years, not for singing, I hasten to add, but for my campaigning
for
for a cinema. Oh, for what? Sorry.
All right. For armed robbery, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I think because people, I don't know, because he sees that as well. I'm on Facebook and stuff like that. So at 11 years old, he's got a very distorted view, I think, of what I do. I think he thinks I'm more, like I say, more famous than I am. He's probably quite secretly proud. I don't know. No, he's just said, so there you go.
There you go. At the end of the day, you got children anyway. Thank you very much, Mark, for tonight. Brilliant. Really
Anytime. Enjoyed it.
Brilliant. At least I didn't, kind of like, at least I didn't kind of like mess about for a little while, And so, anybody, don't forget, if you need a wig, contact us because we'll supply you one.
We know somebody, don't we?
Yes, we know somebody who's got plenty of wigs and jumpsuits and stuff.
Has his TV show been on yet, Steve? That he's got? No. No, is it good?
No. Have you seen it?
No, tell me.
He's even got an helmet with it now. He thinks that guy.
Evil Knievel.
That guy who went to Evil Knievel go to Mars. Hello?
Oh, dear me. Has his
if he's singing.
Has his show been on TV yet? Didn't he? Wasn't he filmed on something?
Yeah, I don't think it's been on yet. But I'll look, and if it is, I will let you know.
You must let me know.
It's got I think you should watch him when he's doing his gigs. It's really good.
Yeah, I love watching him. I love watching him thrust as well. That's really good. Because he's got good pelvic movements. What was? The helmet or the thrusting?
That was bad the other day. No, that was bad the other day when he shook his head, and the plate. And I tell you what, that wig landed on that steak plate, man. And that old woman was about to eat it and found out it was a wig.
And instead of
She,
saying,
she
waiter,
thought it was.
there's a fly in my soup, what did she say?
There's a wig in my soup. There's a wig in my soup.
And did she lift it up with
a
a spoon? Did she lift it with a spoon like that?
Yes, she did. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she said, where's it gone? But anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining me. And
All right.
if we offended you anyway, I'm so sorry. See you later.
Goodbye.
Keep your wig on.